God's Word for today, February 22nd, 2026. Created with purpose. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Today I want to speak to your heart about something deeply personal. You were created with purpose, not randomly, not accidentally, not as an afterthought. In Jeremiah 29 verse 11, God speaks to his people during one of their lowest seasons. They were in exile, displaced, confused, wondering if God had forgotten them. And into that uncertainty, God declares, I know the plans I have for you. Notice something powerful here. Even when they did not understand the plan, God did. And that truth still speaks today. Some of you may be in a season that feels uncertain. Maybe you thought life would look different by now. Maybe doors have closed. Maybe prayers seem delayed. But God's Word reminds us He knows the plans. Purpose does not disappear in difficult seasons. It often unfolds through them. When you know that God has a purpose for your life, peace begins to replace panic. Why? Because your future is not left to chance. It is held by a faithful God. Purpose anchors you. It reminds you that setbacks are not the end of your story. It reminds you that delays are not denials. It reminds you that even detours can be divine. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 is not a promise of a problem-free life. It is a promise of a purposeful life. God says His plans are to give you hope and a future. That means your current chapter is not the conclusion. Even if you feel stuck, even if you feel unseen, God is still writing your story. How does knowing God's purpose give you peace? It gives you peace because you no longer have to control everything. You can release the pressure of trying to figure it all out. You can stop striving for clarity before obedience. You can trust that the one who formed you understands the blueprint of your life. Peace comes when you realize God is not improvising with your life. He is intentional. He is strategic. He is loving. And here's something else. Purpose is not always about platform. It's about faithfulness. Sometimes we think purpose must look big and public, but often purpose is lived out in quiet obedience, in loving your family well, in showing integrity at work, in forgiving when it's hard, in serving when no one applauds. Purpose is not measured by visibility. It is measured by obedience. You were created uniquely. Your personality, your gifts, your experiences, even your struggles are part of how God shapes your calling. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. The heartbreaks you survived, the lessons you learned the hard way, the strength you gained through waiting, all of it can be woven into His plan. And when you truly believe that, fear loses its grip. You stop asking, what if I fail? And begin asking, Lord, where are you leading? Because when God leads, He also sustains. Maybe today you feel uncertain about your direction. Maybe you're standing at a crossroads. Hear this clearly. God's purpose for you is rooted in hope. His plans are not to harm you. Even when circumstances feel uncomfortable, His intentions toward you are good. Peace doesn't come from knowing every detail. Peace comes from knowing the planner. So instead of demanding the full map, trust the guide. Reflect for a moment. How does knowing God's purpose give you peace? Does it calm your anxiety about the future? Does it remind you that your life has meaning? Does it help you trust that where you are now is not where you will always be? You are created with purpose. You are sustained by promise. You are guided by a faithful God, and your future is filled with hope. For more inspirational, emotional, and spiritual reflection messages, follow us on all social media. Subscribe to our channel at Spiritual Revelin and share with your friends. God bless you. Amen.